Well, I still think I'm straight because she's a girl, but the intimate times are much better than any other girl I've ever been with. Yeah, she knows all the buttons to push on that thing, because she used to have one.
I looked her up and down, and I said, girl, you're looking fine. Then she pulled out a that was twice the size of mine.
Hey there, friends. Trace amounts of science. We decided to do some 4chan green text today because I got told not to yesterday. Threatened with legal action if I kept making green text videos. We don't negotiate with hot dog men, okay? Let's see how this one goes today. You see this watch? This watch costs more than your car. How do you respond without sounding poor and mad? You say, oh, okay, do you want to watch me ride your wife? Because she's even cheaper than my car. And then he's burnt to cinders. The game is over. Dignity is for closers. If you haven't watched Glenn Ross, please go do it. It's just as a favor to yourself. See a couple my age out in public. It's this girl who's like 6 inches shorter than her boyfriend. She's staring at him relentlessly and holding onto his arm with a big closed mouth smile on her face. He feels her staring. Look at her. What? What's so funny? She shrugs. I'm just glad I met you. Places her head on his shoulder. I've never wanted to end two people more in my entire life. Well, that's a concerning thing to say and post publicly. They weren't paying any attention to you at all. I suggest you do the same. Moses, when I said 2 of every animal, I meant 2 of every single animal. So get 2 of every fucking beetle. I can't let my best creations die. Yes, I know, like 400,000 different types, some of which can only be differentiated by very close inspection, but just save the damn beetles. If you need space, just leave the dinosaurs out. I don't care about those bitches anyway. This is related to, I think, 2 green text videos ago. We talked about God making all the beetles. I think beetle posting on 4chan might be my new favorite thing. Hey, Virgin, your parents paid me to bang you. How would TV react to this situation? Yeah, I think we all know. Go to university to study computer science. Look inside. 90% math and pseudocodes. I'm fucked. Yeah, how else would you communicate with a computer, except through math? It's the only thing they understand. Be me, chatting with Zoomer girl I matched with on Bumble. Unironically calls adult videos corn. Ask if she means adult videos. Says, it comes from TikTok and not wanting to get flagged by the AI or something. But she uses it in everyday life. She says unalive instead of kill or dead. She says sags instead of, intimacy. She says grape instead of the other word. She also says $being instead of lesbian. What? You had me right up until the end there. There's more that I can't remember right now. It pisses me off. Does this annoy anyone else? I guess it's like when I was 16 and used to say raffle and lol. Dude, that was totally raffle mal. I am riding in the rafflecopter. Yeah, it's pretty cringe. Eventually she'll grow out of it, but I know Anon doesn't have the patience for all that. Just more evidence of the algorithm slowly ruining us all. Why did he do it, bros? Oh my god, Dr. Disrespect.
She said she was 12!
Not a fan, never really watched his content. I think he was like edgier, so that was kind of cool. And then he got caught texting an underage minor and booted off Twitch for 4 years. And now finally NDAs are expiring and everybody can talk about it. It's a whole big thing. I thought about making a video, but I'm a little behind the ball on it anyways. So yes, Anon, why did he do it? 7-foot-tall Chad, built like a gorilla, wife and kid, rich and famous. Some things are never enough. Gaming YouTubers trying not to creep on minors, challenge level impossible. Just every time, like that's probably the easiest thing about YouTube. Once you get to a certain level, you get a little bit of longevity. And from that point forward, all you have to do is not be weird around kids.
Can you finger a minor for us? That is a great question. Yes, I can.
There seems to have been a misunderstanding.
Some people, I guess that is a big ask. Here's a boomer reminiscing about some things. Be born in 1949. Don't have to fight in war. Be 20 years old in time for the summer of 69. Pick up some ridiculous 10 out of 10 who's hitchhiking to Woodstock in my Plymouth Roadrunner I bought after working a summer job for a month. This is what we decided to throw away, is it? Oh, she's immediately into me because she's from a small town and I'm the only man in her life who's not her father or brother. Bring her home and marry her. You married a hippie? Probably got that big hairy 70s bush. Probably you're into that though.
Oops.
It's very 70s of you.
Going to get a job, hired off the street with no experience, and get trained on the company dime. Buy 10 acres of land for less than what I make in a year. Rent out my land for decades. Retire and sit around the house all day, looking at my collection of boats and cars that I never use. Kids today just don't understand hard work and pulling themselves up by their bootstraps. Now, there's a bit of hyperbole baked into that. But the main point behind the post, well, it's not wrong. There's a reason that I decided to flee. I eventually wanted to own a home and some land, and now I do. And it's good. I mean, you live in the Philippines, but even that ain't so bad. Just don't get sick, you know? Healthcare is about the worst thing. Everything else is really awesome, though. This lady has the ability to burst human heads instantly, confronts someone who vehemently opposes her, gets acid tossed at her, doesn't immediately blow his fucking head off, gets domed point blank by Butcher, still refuses to end either of them. There are no more excuses for the main cast to keep surviving this crap. I really like you, Huey, so I'm not gonna retaliate for you throwing acid at me. What the fuck is this? The Boys, Season 4. Are you not enjoying it? There's a lot more to take issue with than just this scene in particular, because she doesn't want to be exposed as a soup, if you didn't recall that. But whatever, I'm not here to explain media to you, especially when it's literally in the dialogue in the same scene that you're talking about. Now I know why writers and directors treat the audience like idiots. It's becoming more and more true by the day. Jurassic Park, hey! Kid in the 1990s, I read your book. Kids in the 2020s, skibbity toilet, dead ass Rizzy, yo, no cap. What the fuck happened? 30 years of internet, unfortunately. It's become attached to the culture to the point that that is the culture. And considering it's just a homogenous mob of hate from all different sides, I don't think it's for the best. Skibbity Toilet probably is the best thing on the internet. I'm gonna say that. Skibbity Toilet never asked me to pick sides. Started talking about Ukraine, Russia, Israel. Skibbity Toilet's like, nah, hold the L. Your political game was weak enough that you ended up embroiled in an international conflict. Yeah, that's an L. All sides, L. Yeah, maybe Skibbity Toilet has a point. Anyway, here's Limp Bizkit at Woodstock. I think the last Woodstock where they set a bunch of fires and shit.
Scary was it for you up there when they started ripping that plywood off the towers and stuff?
God. Dude, it's not our fault. That's all I can say.
Watch televised concert from 25 years ago. Everybody is skinny and happy. What changed? Internet. Did I not explain this already? Like, you can't blame all of society's problems on the internet, but at least the vast majority. I made a mistake coming to Australia. Not what I expected. Food is bland, lack of culture outside Melbourne. Everyone's rude, everyone drinks alcohol, it's too expensive, houses are boring, nightclubs are boring, wages are low, women are trash and very self-centered. No place for my religion. Nothing to do here. Tourist destinations are crap. No one makes the effort to learn my culture. Don't come here. I regret every second of it. What's your religion, may I ask? America. No, not where you're from, your religion. Hamburgers, french fries. You can't come to a country and expect them to assimilate to you. You assimilate to the culture, or you go home. Whatever, it's just a bait post anyways. Just complainers complaining about places they've never been and things they've never seen. American measurements. are based on real things that actually exist and are tangible. Tablespoons, feet, etc. Adapted from measurements used since ancient times. Metric system, completely arbitrary and made up, invented by some French Redditors 200 years ago. I think it's clear which is superior. Agreed, Anon, 100%. Philippines has a nice mishmash. They'll tell you their height in feet, and then the weight in kilograms. You're like, okay, let me do some quick conversions here. Truth is, imperial measurement users, we just lead more whimsical lives. I can imagine 100 tablespoons. I can imagine 1,000 feet. What does a kilometer mean to me? Not a goddamn thing. Am I being serious or not? I don't even know. Okay, next post. I'm gonna let you put it in my butt. Bros, is butt stuff really that good? Cue in the rap music. Well, if the most Jewish show on TV is promoting it, it must be good.
In the ass 'cause I love Jesus. The good Lord would want it that way.
What other endorsement do you need, honestly? Like, if you just stop for a second and imagine the logistics of what's actually happening, you'd find it completely disgusting. It's gross. Don't do it. Here's Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Oh, what a classic. Watching Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Two loser characters who can't get laid run into two female killer clowns. Next time you see them, they're all covered in kiss marks. Gross. Would you fuck these things? Together?
Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, baby, you make me so.
I'm gonna plead the fifth on that. That's fine. Older high school crush invites me over. We're alone. Laugh a lot, take a store trip, watch horrible bosses, say goodbye for the night. Next day, our mutual friends tell me that she's mad that I didn't try anything. We never talk again. Yeah, chicks can be kind of weird like that. I ditched school one day to hang out with a chick, and we basically just hung around and made out and watched Freddy Got Fingered. But little did I know that was supposed to be like a hint, the choice of movie. Well, I was whatever, 13, 14, 15, didn't pick up on that. So near the end, she came right out and told me what she wanted. And there was hand stuff going on for at least 15 minutes, and then her mother came home. It's over. Well, missed opportunities. Lessons learned. It's fine. It's all part of the high school experience, isn't it? Anyway, be me, straight man walking through the grocery store. Notice a cute femboy with perfectly styled hair struggling to reach a can on the top shelf. Being the helpful person I am, and slightly admiring his choice of a crop top, I offer to help him. As I hand him the can, I can feel a sharp pain in my back. Collapse to the ground and see stars. My vision swimming. Through the haze, I make out an elderly Chinese man standing over me. He's holding a cane in one hand and his service revolver in the other. I realize that the femboy was a ruse to get me vulnerable. The store's staff suddenly surrounds me, all of them brandishing firearms. They turned into Chinese mans, closing in and blocking all exit. The most Chinese, clearly the alpha Chinese elderly man out of them, growls, "Defeat us in Mahjong, or be banished to the land of Yi," our term for barbarians, "for eternity." I should collect these posts. I've seen so many of them. That's probably one of my favorites. The Femboy Ruse. Classic. Here's a post about millennial writing. Character has to make a political statement even when it has nothing to do with the plot. Main character's left-leaning and antagonist is right-leaning. Black character can't go 2 seconds without mentioning white people. Male nudity good, female nudity bad. Traditional gender role archetypes bad. Villain's a mass murderer but draws the line at making racist remarks. What are some other examples? I mean, anything from Sweet Baby Inc. Or yeah, it's this Joss Whedon type of writing that's always winking at the camera. It was funny and clever for a while, but yeah, now it's just exhausting. 30 years later, we get the Zoomer writing. Character has to make a statement about Ohio, even when it has nothing to do with the plot. The main character's a Rizzler, and the antagonist is a soy jack. Black character can't go 2 seconds without mentioning TikTok. There are 1,100 traditional genders now. Villain's a mass murderer, but draws the line at skibbity toilet. Yeah, I can see it all now, and it's a nightmare beyond my comprehension. Anyway, here's another post. Be me at my wagey job a few years ago. New 18-year-old girl fresh out of high school starts. Oh God, don't do it, Anon, please. Very quiet, shy, bookworm, homebody, but she was very kind and sweet. Never wore makeup or anything like that. Got talking to her. Got a lot of hobbies and doesn't drink at all. Says she doesn't want to go to college. Says she wants to find some way to help people and the world. Some time passes and some of the trashier female coworkers take a shine to her. Uh-oh. I told Anon not to do it, but I don't want them skanky bitches to do it neither. Leave her alone. Start taking her out drinking, clubbing, all that crap. 2 months after they took her in, she completely transformed into a turbo slut. Badass boss babe. Gaslight gatekeep girl boss. She's constantly plastered in makeup, wearing very revealing clothes, hooked up with several random guys in the club each week, and shows up to work with a bad hangover a lot of days. Man, that is a pretty sad story, Anon. Although if you do want a beat, it seems like all you really got to do is show up to the club. She seems to have completely forgotten about her dream and has abandoned all of her hobbies for partying. Last I heard, she'd gotten an abortion because she was pregnant from some random one-night stand and was getting into harder drugs. Honestly, at this point, this shit is just sad. It's insane how women are such bad influences on other women. I don't know that a lifetime spent with Anon would be a better choice. This is just sort of happens when you're young and idealistic and then, you start drinking and throw all your dreams out the window. It's fine. We make mistakes and we learn. And then we move on. Hey, Fallout 4. Able to build power sources and lights that last for 200 plus years with no maintenance. Unable to build new houses without gaps in the walls and roof. Unable to make a bed without big stains on it. Everything newly created from metal is pre-rusted. The humans in the Fallout universe feel like more stupid aliens than actual people. Well, that's just because the bombs fell, The radiation gets in your brains. Here's one about Dr. House. Ooh, I've been watching that a little bit. Patient's 25 years old. Exhibits extreme right-wing conservative views. Racist, misogynist, a phobe of every sort. Doesn't have a job. Spends all day sitting on a chair playing video games. But House, those aren't symptoms of anything. And he's a virgin. Oh my God. I'll start the MRI. Yeah, that's what's the clincher. The case was completely uninteresting till he heard that part. Now he's off and running. Be me, basically a tard guard. Yeah, can we say that? Work for a company that does waiver and group home care for special needs folk. A normal client is in his late 20s, in a wheelchair, extreme case of palsy, can't talk or walk, and can barely move his arms. His grandmother is his legal guardian, demands that workers take him to her church on Sunday. It's one of those evangelist deals. I'm talking faith healing, people speaking in tongues, a pastor that speaks of holy war. Can't just skip church because it's on the same street that he and his grandma live on, and she lives next door to him. Can't say no because she's his legal guardian. Pretty much forced to go because I'm the staff on shift and the guardian wants a staff around for emergencies. Last month, have to take him to church. Some of client's extended family show up too. Cousins, great aunt, etc. I usually go sit in the corner and just mess around on my phone. This Sunday, the church is doing a faith healing. Client's grandmother and his great aunt wheel him up to the stage. Pastor slaps him on the forehead for the healing or whatever. Client immediately goes into a seizure and everyone panics. It's a pretty bad one. The ambulance is called. The client is able to go home a couple of days later. In the meantime, I'm fucking suspended without pay and under investigation by APS. Wow, what an unfortunate turn of events. Within a week, I get the call to come back to work. Investigation's thrown out because his guardian was present and also responsible for taking him up to the stage for the healing. They can't really do shit to her because the client has freedom of religion and the client was exercising that right by being at church. Turns out, this isn't the first time that this has happened. Jesus. From now on, the grandmother is to sign the client out of service whenever she wants to take him somewhere, and staff are to clock out and leave until she returns the client. Haven't had to go to church since because she refuses to take him somewhere without some staff to help out. Well, I guess everything works out in the end. At the very least, that young man is not having weekly seizures inflicted on him, and yeah, I call that a net positive overall. Does he want to go? Does he like it? It's just the grandma making him go, right? Good, fuck her. I'm glad it's over. Next post. God made woman so man wouldn't be lonely. Woman proceeds to be the bane and downfall of man at every single turn. What did he mean by this? Well, you see, life's not living unless you have something to struggle towards. No, really. I think if you get into a good relationship with a good woman, you're a good man, you end up complimenting each other pretty well. The real problem here is Satan. Black pill refuted. No jawline, no chin, average to ugly looking, literally the best driver in the world, married to a 9 out of 10. Black pill sisters, when are we gonna stop losing? Never. The black pill is lame. We're all taking the white pill now. And the white pill says, yeah, sure, it looks like shit, but everything's gonna be alright in the end. Don't you worry about it. Here's a post about Bridgerton. Wow, lots of modern media stuff, you know? So girlfriend and her friend have been watching Bridgerton. Friend shows me this disgusting cow and says, look how beautiful she is. I say, no, she's a fat cow. Stop pretending. She doesn't even have a pretty face. They get mad, and now I have to sleep on the couch. I guess we know who's really losing here. Why are women like this? She's an actress in a popular show. She doesn't need people pretending that she's pretty. You'd be surprised how much people need validation outside of, like, the good things that they already have going on. See the Dr. Disrespect post for more info. Somebody replies to OP and says, it's because she's the self-insert character. Which probably does have some validity. Is your girlfriend's friend fat? Then you sort of just, like, indirectly insulted her. Which I don't really care about, but just be aware you're doing it. Another Anon says, I like her dress. Do you think it would fit on a man? Yes, but only the manliest man. You've got to have a big hairy barrel chest to fill out those clothes. All right, I had enough. I gotta go. This Anon says, I've dated 2 girls that I met from MMOs. We just happened to live in the same city and met up, and it just clicked, so we kept at it. Dated one for 6 months, the other for 3 years. First one I broke up with because she kept blowing off our dates, and that just always pisses me off. Second girl died of cancer. Oh, I'm sorry to hear she passed away, Anon. Did she at least drop any good loot? Just a ring that lost all of its enchantments. Jeez, fuck, man. Yeah, that's heavy. That got really real really fast. I am sorry for your loss. I hope you're not too hung up on it. He'll bounce back. His friends on 4chan will help him. He's fine. Have a PhD in Russian literature. Get a job as a mercenary. What did Valve mean by this? I think basically that they were saying that an arts degree of any sort does not pay half as well as being a mercenary. Other Anon says as much. What other jobs can you even get with a PhD in Russian literature? Yeah, it's sort of a dead-end road. Just pick up a chain gun. You'll be happier, richer, free sandwiches. Be me, 17. Have sister, 13 at the time. Parents going out for the night. Take sister out to a movie 'cause bored. Popcorn, soda, the works, some cape shit movie. Have a fun night. She gives me a hug and says thanks afterwards. Feels good, man. Probably would have roped years ago if not for my family. Hey, man, whatever gives you meaning. I'm glad that you were able to have a wholesome relationship. Within the first few lines, I was already thinking, uh-oh, but it didn't go the way that I thought that it would go, and I'm eternally grateful for that. Good for you, Anon. Be me. Hear a lot about how people get addicted to alcohol. Well, if they're getting addicted, it must feel really great. Tastes really bitter, makes you confused for a while. No actual good feelings. No high, no nothing, just a lot of mental impairment. What is the point of this? I'm drunk right now, and I never want to do this again. That's the neat part, you don't have to. If it ain't for you, it ain't for you. Personally, I don't mind a bit of impairment. It cancels out my natural God-given impairments. Be me, straight 21-year-old Slavic man living in a Western country, 6'3", fit, visible abs and everything, study finance and work part-time, relatively good-looking, but can't pull girls at all, no matter what I do. Damn, dude, sucks to suck. I don't have my V card, but I'm not in a relationship either. I start getting recommended trans videos. Exclusively watch those now. Because the straight stuff just isn't as exciting or interesting since discovering this genre. Ugh, what?
Ugh, keep your fetish away from me.
I'm trying so hard not to judge you right now, but secretly I'm judging you. I met a trans woman on a dating app, took her out for a few dates, actually loves me, as opposed to other girls. Well, I guess if it's not just, a series of adult videos, you met somebody and you're improving their life and they're improving yours, that part's sort of horse. I can kind of sign off on that part, I guess. How you got into it's really weird to me, though. We end up doing it, and it is the best ever. Now together for months, both love each other greatly, and she's so nerdy like me. Well, I still think I'm straight because she's a girl, but the intimate times are much better than any other girl I've ever been with. Yeah, she knows all the buttons to push on that thing, because she used to have one.
I looked her up and down, and I said, girl, you're looking fine. Then she pulled out a that was twice the size of mine.
But no judgment, truly. Like, you're two people who found each other. There's a mutual agreement there, and both of your lives seem better for it. So even if I poke fun at you a little bit, that shouldn't matter at all. Anyway, next post. George Costanza saying, my life is the complete opposite of everything I want it to be. All right, good start. Relatable already. Be 31 years old. Work in a soul-devouring, shitty office. Some 18-year-old coworker has developed a massive crush on me. I'm insanely attracted to her. All my coworkers are telling me I'd be labeled as a freak if I did it. Should I do it? I'm pretty much dead inside, so I really don't give that much of a shit about anything anymore. And yeah, I'm probably going to do it anyway. So are you asking for advice, or are you just telling people what you're going to do? The age gap thing, yeah, it's weird to me. Some people could look past it. But the truly unsettling part of this post is the fact that you're crapping right where you eat. Dating coworkers, it's not a good idea. Please don't. But again, you make your own choices. Next post is about a cute little pupper. Be me. Take dog to the vet. Vet gives me a tube. We're going to need some of your dog's poop. At home, waiting for the dog to poo. Devious idea, .mp69. Put in some of my own poo. Hand it to the vet. .jpeg. Receive results a week later. My face when it says I tested positive for parasites. Then the dog's probably got parasites too. The case is solved. Thank you and you're welcome. 84-year-old grandfather tells me that he's joined a message board devoted to discussing cars. Based on the way he speaks, he clearly has no idea what a message board even was until very recently. He shows me some of his post history. He enjoys posting stupid, obviously false, and ridiculous information just to see how people reply. Grandpa's a troll. He doesn't know the term shitposting or trolling, so he says, I'm jerking their chains, and scrolls down, busting a gut with laughter as he reads off some of the replies. An 84-year-old man is an online troll. I'm genuinely ashamed to be his grandson. Lol, sounds like your chain got jerked. That's beautiful, dude. That's proof that trolls are not made, they are born. At McDonald's drive-thru, approaching the window. What can I get for you, sir? Being silent for several minutes. Hear angry swearing from people behind you and nervous honking. 10 minutes later, finally give an answer. Nothing! And drive away immediately. I just wanted to make sure there's a big long line behind me. 10 minutes is probably the max amount of time you could get away with this. I'd say probably under 5 minutes they'll send somebody out there. They will shoo you away from the speaker, unless you pretend to know sign language, see? That's the secret hack. I think you come back and do it every week. Be me, a week ago, high as balls at 1 in the morning downtown. Find a random Chinese food place. Munchies.jpg. Go inside. Place is greasy as hell. 2 other people there. Only staff I see is 1 guy at the counter. Order food and sit. Reeks like cigarettes. I eat, and it is the best fucking food I've ever eaten. The sheer flavor in each bite is like 1,000 exploding stars on my tongue. Leave, feeling the best that I have felt in years. Go home, sleep it off. Today I searched the entirety of downtown, and the Chinese place is gone without a trace. What the fuck? I mean, you were high or tweaking or whatever, you probably got a little lost. The food probably didn't even taste that good. You were simply impaired. It's either that or the Mandela effect is real and we're all living parts of it. Here's a post about Greece. Invents math. Fast forward 2,500 years. Horrendously mismanages his economy. Yeah, it seems the inventing of math wasn't enough. You actually had to apply it. Oh well, sucks to suck. Move from a geriatric commie block to dynamic new-built Kodo district. Go to local Lidl. It's full of hot young women. Girls in see-through skirts. Girls with massive hungaladungas. Girls with little perky ones. And no boulder holder. Girls in all shorts as if they were acting in a rap music video. Girls in summer dresses. What do I do, bros? This gets me all cranked up and depressed at the same time. Can't even buy groceries in peace. Sounds to me like you need a bit of a dopamine detox. Legitimately, that's like the only fix that I have for you. Get off the internet and stay off for a month. Things will have changed. Be me, lifeless, coomer, neat. Find my way around some femdom communities. Oh no. Learn what a FLR is. Female-led relationship. Seems cool. Power through endless autist Discord servers for my GF. Find a girl. 6-foot blonde art geek with mega donkers. We start dating. She cooks. She pays for everything. Intimate times are good. I'm no longer alone. I do have to get pegged every day, though. Never felt better. But the catch is I exclusively have to bottom. Is it better than forever alone? Probably not, but I don't know. After enough times, you probably get used to it. This is just the way things are now. This is what we as a society call progress. Be me. Have a roommate. Tall, probably with a big dong. He gets a new girlfriend. Girlfriend's moaning, almost screaming level. I'm at the other end of the house. Go outside for a smoke, and you can hear it outside. Old man yells out his window, "Rider, cowboy!" His wife grumbles, "It's like they want us to hear." Probably is part of it. They finally finish. I go and tell him that the neighbors complained. The girl is so embarrassed, but smiling big. Neighbor actually comes over and tells him to install storm shutters on his windows. Hey, now that's a handy tip. Soundproof, bulletproof, virgin-proof, no fuss, no muss. Call me right now, I'll come install it. Next post, be me! 19-year-old college friend. Straight as an arrow. Been dating the same girl since 7th grade. Jesus. Legitimately, truly never ever been attracted to or aroused by men. In every single one of these posts, that is the preface for like the gayest thing you've ever heard in your life. So just buckle in, I guess. Being computer lab at college, studying for an exam. Guy comes in and sits across from me, also studying. I glance at him. He's literally the most beautiful person I've ever seen. Not sexy, not cute, beautiful. Petite, East Asian frame, wavy hair down to his shoulders, clear skin, glowing, just the slightest bit tanned, immaculately groomed and dressed, undeniably male, but just graceful and delicate. I'm literally struck dumb. Nod hi to him, and he says hi back. His voice is like honey. Again, undeniably male, but Jesus Christ, even his hands are attractive. Long fingers, smooth arms. Can't get any studying done for the life of me. Obviously, haven't been able to meet my girlfriend's eyes since. Failed my exam too. I can't stop thinking about him.
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
You? have a problem. And that problem is your girlfriend. Dump her and go for the man of your dreams, Anon. Literally, you know nothing about this person. You sat near them for a little while and said, wow, they're attractive. And then you let that consume you, and now you're spinning out of control to the point where, what? What is the next step here? Anon concludes with, I know this sounds like a psyop. It is. Post the fucking cat picture if you want to. Make jokes about robots being secretly gay. Whatever. I'm actually freaking the hell out. Am I gay? Do I look for him? It's a small college, so I'd probably be able to find him. Well, before you find him, maybe have a conversation with your girlfriend and see how she feels about the whole thing. I don't care, you do it, you don't do it, but don't hurt that woman. She don't need to get involved in all this. Unless she wants to help you explore, which is an option too. Outside my frame of reference, but you live how you wanna. Here's Vito Corleone with a vape and the curly zoomer hair. You pull up on the day of my homeboy's kickback, and you low-key ask me for a solid? That's the post. That's all we needed. Report to apartment management about noisy neighbors. Provide evidence of the noise. Even gave a kind, professionally written message to upstairs neighbors about the noise there. Got an email today saying that I have to vacate the property in 30 days. Upstairs neighbors are still being noisy as I'm typing this out. Did you, come at the landlord's parents or something? I don't think we're getting the full story here. Doesn't really matter. Good luck on the streets, Anon. This post is titled, Why Are People Refusing to Grow Up? Because growing up and everything attached to it really sucks. And there's a Stone Toss comic. When will you stop messing around and get a job? Anon says, grown men are playing video games and watching cartoons and buying toys instead of getting jobs, moving out and starting families. Grown women doing dumb TikTok dances and acting like teenagers over celebrities instead of finding a husband and rearing kids. This has got to be the most infantile generation yet. People are forever obsessed with being children and hate any sort of responsibility and accountability. What went wrong? The internet? Well, yeah, that is a really big part of it. Good for you. You figured out the secret code. Problem is, nobody really wants to give the internet up enough to the point where society can restore itself to order. So we'll continue to spiral, but at least I'm having a little bit of fun. Did Gandalf have a job? Or did he rely on the kindness of others for food and water and shelter for his entire existence? I think in the deep lore of Lord of the Ring, Gandalf is like a god or something like that. He probably doesn't need food and water. He only smokes for fun. And even if that weren't the case, wouldn't you give up your life of creature comforts in order to become a massively powerful hobo wizard? Because I would. Be me, sitting on my roof with my crush, watching sunset. Everything feels like a dream. Happiest I've ever been. Wake up, cry for hours on end. Fuck this. Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Only thing that can fix it now is Mom Spaghetti. Vomit on my sweater already. Mom Spaghetti. Why would you wake up and cry about it instead of being like, wow, it felt really good in the dream. I bet it'll feel even better in real life. Let's chase that dream down and tackle it to the ground. Instead, you just sit there and cry. Ugh, bitch made. This Anon says, picking up girls at a Taylor Swift Eras Tour concert. 88,000 girls to choose from. Thoughts on my plan? They probably think you're gay. But good luck, you know? You have to pretend to be a Taylor Swift fan for the rest of forever. For me, some costs are just too high. Oh, look at this. Popcorn Indiana made a Netflix popcorn. It's only $4.49 per bag. Fucking ridiculous. Not even freshly popped. What a mess. But Anon's excited. He said, Kino's back on the menu, boys. Literally. This Anon says, I bought the white cheddar. I opened it up. It's black. Yeah, Netflix does like to do that. Google also seems fond of doing that. You know, a lot of tech companies are fond of doing that. Kind of makes you think. but not too hard though. Marry, and you will regret it. Don't marry, and you will also regret it. Is life just endless suffering? Yeah, basically. There's neat parts in between. You should focus on the neat parts instead of the suffering parts. Like, suffering is literally a choice. Anyway, be me. Downloaded some Sega Saturn ROMs yesterday. There's a cop van staking out my house today. I'm done for, aren't I? That's right, piracy is a crime. It's also one of the best reasons to live in the Philippines. Nobody out here gives a shit. Let's talk about the Flintstones for a minute. An illiterate quarry worker in 10,000 BC was able to afford this house and a car, a foot-powered car, with a stay-at-home wife and a daughter. It is over. I mean, it's been over for a long time. It's never been more over. But at the end of it all, no matter how it crumbles, it's all gonna be okay. See? Delicious white pill. You eat it good. Here's some commentary on Breaking Bad. We got Jesse, and he's saying, no, you can ruin tens of thousands of lives with horribly addictive drugs, but you can't shoot the heckin' Kidderino on the dirtbackerino. Jesse is immoral, because he feels bad for his atrocities. Season 3, Walt saves Jesse's life while Mike and Gus try to kill him. Season 4, Jesse becomes besties with Mike and Gus while wanting Walt dead. But he's manipulated, don't you see? I'm sad and tired of it all. Whoa, stellar performance. God damn. You could only say this stuff a decade later. While it was going on, you were just as excited as the rest of us. This Anon says, Breaking Bad was always just a goofy live-action cartoon for adults. Two-Faced Gus, I am the one who knocks. Bonfire. Oh, they're talking about the song, yeah. Machine gun in the trunk, ending tiny mustache people. Magnets, bitch. Any scene with Le 4D chess master Gus. It's not Le Crank, the two assassin brothers. You're trying to be reductive and make it sound not as cool as it is, but it still sounds just as cool as it is. Don't you want to see a machine gun pop out of the trunk? Two assassin brothers? What? I'm gonna go watch it again, dude. Just to spite this Anon. This next Anon's terrified of Gen Alpha. Gen Alpha terrifies me. You thought the sheltered, passionless Zoomers were bad? At least they're too anxious to actually do anything. I've had the misfortune of dealing with Gen A middle schoolers in a white middle-class suburb, mind you, and they're downright anti-social maniacs. They were held to no standard growing up by the school or their parents, given endless unearned praise by school and parents, given stuff whenever they wanted, encouraged to bully outsiders, woke, cancel culture, and all their failures were blamed on others, parents. And now, they're aggressive sociopaths. Examples. They constantly want affection, like a hungry dog. And if you don't give it to them, they assault you, like throw a pen at your face and laugh. This isn't a one-off thing either. If one gets a gift and the others don't, the others will try to smash it. They'll constantly insult the adults around them, including their own parents. I saw one kid say to their mom, "You like musicals? What kind of weirdo likes that?" I've heard more than one yell at their own parents, literally saying, "I hope you die," for not buying them something. Oh, and don't forget them laughing over Ukraine war footage. These kids are the future, and it scares me. I mean, we're judging the entire future off a singular middle school class, aren't we? The kids are gonna be alright. There's always a bit of a freak out with the upcoming generation. It's what old people do. I'm more than happy to hand over the plate full of shit that I was handed. Now it's just smeared around a little more, but yeah, you can totally have it. Nothing means anything anyways. And, say it with me, that's just fine. El Riz, not so skibbity. Try that in a small town in Ohio. I hate myself. Not enough to continue this charade, of course, but I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. Check out the Patreon, the YouTube memberships. Constant money every month. Really setting me up for success. Helping me to live my best life out here. So thank you so much for that. If you can't afford to do it, that's cool. I just appreciate you hanging out. Always remember, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy, you definitely deserve it. And I shall see you in the next one. So until then, bye-bye.